Welcome to the Mission Federal JA Finance Park building, a beautiful building with so much color, with a solid purpose to educate our future generations about science, technology, and engineering. I'm Courtney Dwyer. That is the focus of this edition of Cox San Diego Connection. Stay with us. You're going to learn a lot about some special innovations happening right here in San Diego.
If you create your budget correctly, everything should go well.
Welcome to the Mission Fed JA Finance Park building, a beautiful building. We are here with Marla Black, the president and CEO of the Junior Achievement Program here in San Diego. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you, Courtney.
What a beautiful place. You get to come here every day. See lots of magic happen here with some of our youngsters. Tell us a little bit about this building and a little bit about what you do.
Well, this is where it all happens here at our finance park, where our high school students get to come in. They learn how to manage their money, start a job, and start a business. We have a career center where they get to be entrepreneurial and kind of figure out what they want to do when they become adults.
And this is pretty special for you. What exactly do you do, and how did you get your start here?
Well, I've only been here since September. I come from a financial services background, so this is perfect for me. I love working with kids and come every day. Right across the hall, we have 150 fifth graders here at our BizTown. So they're learning how to run a business. So it's really exciting to hear the kids, hear them cheering. It's really a great place to work.
Today we're talking all about innovation, science, technology, engineering, how important that is for our future. You look around in this room and what a beautiful room. We've got iPads everywhere. Tell us a little bit about what happens in this room behind us.
Well, this is our situation room, and this is where it all starts. So our high school students come in and they grab their pads. So why don't we take one and I'll walk you through and show you how it works a little bit.
Perfect. So we get an iPad. You create a profile about yourself,
yes.
Right?
So every student has their own profile. So here I am an estimator for an auto damage company, and I make $51,500. So every student has a profile. They may or may not have a family. So on my profile, I am 34 years old, I'm single, and I have 2 children.
And you learn how to live that life, right? Financing, keeping track of a budget, keeping track of all the things that come up in life, right?
Right. They're doing real life adult experiences. And what we hope they learn coming through this is that maybe they need to stay in school. Most of our kids don't know how to budget or even understand that it's important. So we're teaching them budgeting, how to prepare for the future, and maybe it's important to stay in school and get that extra degree.
What is it like when you see their faces kind of light up or maybe not light up as they're learning about these real life skills?
It's magical. You can see the transformation on their face, because what they'll do is they'll go through their experience here, then they'll go out in the park and get to practice real life. They come back here to our situation room and they add it all up and realize, oops, I may not have enough money.
Yeah.
And that's where they realize that it's expensive to live here in San Diego. And maybe their dream of moving out as soon as they finish high school might not happen. They need to save for a little more money.
Let's go ahead and take a little walk around here, because this really is a beautiful building and so much happens here. How exciting is this to have something like this here in San Diego?
It's really a gift to our community, because nowhere in town are we really teaching students this hands-on experiential learning. And I think we've found that kids that have the experience learn more and retain more. So this is our career center. We call it the Blue Room. And this is open to all of San Diego. We call it JA for everyone. And you can bring your family here. You can learn about careers. You can learn about budgeting, real life jobs, just like mine here. This is a real life job in San Diego. So if our kids don't want to be an auto estimator, they can come back to the drawing board. Everything's touch screen, because we know with the millennials, it's all about
That's
digital.
what they do,
right. There's no paper here.
Right.
This is all on our tablets.
And you kind of get that as you come into a room like this and you see the big screens, and it's just, everything's so beautiful and clean, and so neat to see that our kids are being exposed to all of this.
It's really colorful, and that makes a difference to the kids.
Yeah.
So when they come into the situation room, the doors are closed. And after they've had their orientation, they get all of their information on their tablet, the doors open, and they're wow.
Yeah.
They're really excited.
Yeah.
And we thought they might be kind of goofy and playing around. They're really serious about their job while they're here during that day, which is to learn how to budget. So here we're in the credit card application. So we're teaching students that it's important to have good credit scores because you're not going to be able to rent an apartment, buy a car, you'll be taking the trolley if you don't have a good credit score.
And what are parents saying about this? I mean, I'm a parent of 2 younger children, but you know, I have to say that this has got to be so incredible, some of the life skills that a lot of kids just aren't getting these days, right?
Absolutely. The parents are saying, wow, I wish I had this. I have 2 adult children and they wish they had had this when they were growing up.
Yeah.
So the parents say, hey, how can I learn how to do this?
Right.
Which goes back to our JA for Everyone. So it is open and available for our parents and our families.
People who want to know more about this and maybe get their kids in here, what do they need to know?
They just need to call us at Junior Achievement San Diego. Each of these different shops, we call them for sale, and that's how we are able to provide real life experiences to our community. So each one of these has a name of a business. So as we walk around, you'll find the San Diego Ford County dealerships, so the kids can learn how to either buy a car, rent a car, or if they can't afford a car, they'll be buying a trolley or a bus pass. You'll go to the grocery store where you'll need to buy your groceries. You'll need to pay yourself, so we ask all the kids to have a savings account. They do that at the Mission Fed shop, and there they can touch the screen and actually learn what it's like to open a checking account, open a savings account, and make those deposits. We ask the kids to give back to the community, so that would be at the YMCA, where you either exercise or have childcare, the United Way, which helps support all of our community. So it's a real life experience. So anything you think of that you do with your family, whether it's buy a car, own a home, rent an apartment, get insurance, all of those things we ask them to budget for. They actually use their debit card and right here, and they get to swipe the card. It will deduct it to their account. Then they come back to the situation room, add it all up, and say, "Oops,
didn't work out.
Didn't work out so well." One of the little boys, one of our first experiences here, he was ready for his red Corvette, and realized he had 2 kids and not a huge salary, and he said, darn it, I need a minivan. And it was so cute.
How great is
so
that?
It's really teaching them that if you want to live and prosper in our community with these real life jobs, that you have to make some decisions.
Marla, thank you so much for your time. Anything else that you want to add about what you're doing here and how exciting this is?
Well, we've served over 55,000 students here at our JA Finance Park and our BizTown, and it is a lot. But there's a lot more to go. There's 36 school districts in town, and we want to be able to offer our programs to everybody. So we always need volunteers. We'd love to have you sponsor a program, and we're looking for shops. So you can call me or call anyone at Junior Achievement San Diego, and we'd love to give tours and really get this beautiful word out to everybody.
Great. Marla Black, thank you so much for everything you are doing here. A beautiful place and some exciting stuff happening for our future generations.
Great.
When we come back, more from Cox San Diego Connection. We're talking all about science and technology for our kids. Stay with us.
I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego. Rain, a tribute to the Beatles, is headed to the historic Balboa Theater. The live multimedia spectacular takes you on a musical journey through the life and times of the world's most celebrated band. Featuring new songs and high-definition imagery, this expanded Rain adds even more hits that you know and love from the vast anthology of Beatles classics such as I Wanna Hold Your Hand, Hard Day's Night, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Let It Be, Come Together, and Hey Jude.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and let the evening go.
This stunning concert event takes you back in time with the legendary foursome, and it's the next best thing to seeing the Beatles. For more information, visit BroadwaySD.com.
Cox is proud to support Junior Achievement San Diego and the more than 14,000 students served through JA BizTown each year. JA BizTown uses hands-on activities and real-life situations to inspire students to succeed in today's world. And part of today's world includes practicing safe online behavior. Cox Communications invites you to take charge of your family's digital life by visiting cox.com/takecharge for resources and tips on how you can protect your family's online safety.
Welcome back to Cox San Diego Connection. Today our focus is all about children and technology, which makes it so exciting to welcome our next guest, Dr. Charles Sauer, neonatologist at Rady Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for being here with us today. 8 years at Rady Children's Hospital. You've seen a lot there. Tell us what you do as a neonatologist.
Well, I'm a type of pediatrician that takes care of sick newborns and babies that are born prematurely. Some of those babies need to be in the hospital for months and months. We have babies that are born as early as 3 to 4 months before their due date, and they may be with us for 3 to 4 months in the neonatal intensive care unit. That's a special area in the hospital where we take care of the preemies.
8 years there at Rady Children's Hospital. I'm sure you've seen a lot change. What has changed specifically in the technology department?
Well, there's been huge advances in technology. When I started medicine, we used to write all our notes on paper. Now everything's in the computer. We used to have to drive really far to see some of our patients, and now we have telemedicine, so we can see them much closer with these devices. You've
brought a special robot, I guess is technically what it is, to share with us today. It's called the Vigo, is that correct?
That is correct.
And tell us a little bit about what this does and how it makes your job easier and gives us more success stories with some of your patients.
Yeah. Well, the Vigo, actually, I like to think of it as a fancy iPad. This is the iPad part up here on top of one of those remote control vacuum cleaners, and that's the part down there. And we can actually control it remotely. We can drive it around, going up to patient bedsides, and then when it turns on, the patient can see me in this screen, and then I can see the patient through this camera, and we can talk and interact, and I can see babies that are all through the county. We have 6 of these Vigos, and what's great about them is most of the pediatric subspecialists are here in San Diego at the main Children's Hospital campus, but we have these robots around town in Temecula even, in El Centro even, at La Jolla, up in Escondido.
Yeah.
And so if a sick baby goes into a hospital there and there isn't a neonatologist or a pediatric cardiologist or a pediatric dermatologist in that hospital, we can remotely see that patient and look at the rash that they have or the problem that they have, and then help the doctors that are in that hospital treat the baby appropriately.
Because sometimes you're going to give a diagnosis, and if someone like you is not there, it's hard to make sure that everything goes correctly. Have you had any special stories that stand out to you where this Vigo robot really, really helped make a difference in a family's life?
Well, I'd say one in particular was I was actually working up in Temecula, and I had a baby that had a rash that I did not know what it was. And I thought that I was going to have to send the baby down to the Children's Hospital. The baby had just been born that morning, and the mother had a C-section, and so she was in the hospital, and she was not able to travel down to San Diego. So she was going to be in the hospital for another 2 or 3 days. So if I had to send that baby, the baby would have been apart from the mom for the first few days. And when the mom is trying to breastfeed their baby, it makes it really hard if the baby's in a different town.
Right.
So I was able to get the pediatric dermatologist on the other side to look at that rash, and they told me how to treat it and how to take care of it. And they said the baby doesn't have to come down here to see us. I can just do this all through the machine, the Vigo.
So the baby's able to stay with its mom.
The baby was able to stay with the mom.
That's
great.
great.
So that was great. Whereas before this, I would have had to send that baby down there to get the appropriate treatment.
Amazing. Now, what brings these to Rady Children's Hospital? How are they funded? How do we get them here?
We've been very lucky that Rady Children's is supported by a lot of different groups that give us donations, including Cox, and all of them have been bought through those donations.
And it's robots like this that are making your job easier. I mean, what's the future when you think about robots like this?
I think that they're going to get much clearer with the images. It's going to be in all the hospitals around town. It'll be easy to see babies anywhere. We only have 6 of these right now, and there's a lot more hospitals than that. So the The technology is just going to get better and better, and we're going to give better and better care to our patients that need that care.
It must be exciting for you to be a doctor at this time and seeing the way things change. What message do you have for families out there who maybe have a child with a condition, or maybe are pregnant and are nervous about delivery and things like that? What's your message to them about the way technology is making things better for them?
They're just going to get more and more access to different opinions from different doctors. Unfortunately, if you're the doctor out in the desert, you may not see a lot of sick newborns. And so when you have a sick newborn, you're not that experienced in knowing what to do. So to be able to get on the phone and talk to the expert is one thing, but to have the expert actually see the patient and see what's going on, it just makes the care so much better.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's the Vigo robot. I'm sure people can see it at Rady Children's Hospital. Dr. Sauer, we thank you so much for your time. So nice to have you here today.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me here.
All right, when we come back, more about children and technology. We have lots of stuff ahead. Stay with us.
I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego. Star Trek: The Ultimate Voyage is bringing 5 decades of Star Trek to the San Diego Civic Theater for the first time in this galaxy or any other. This never-before-seen concert event is perfect for music lovers, film goers, science fiction fans, and anyone looking for an exciting and unique concert experience. This lavish production includes an impressive live symphony orchestra and international solo instruments. This focuses on the franchise's groundbreaking and wildly popular musical achievements, while the most iconic Star Trek film and TV footage is simultaneously beamed in high definition to a 40-foot wide screen.
If you will, Mr. Seideman. Aye, Corpse.
This concert features some of the greatest music written for the franchise, including music from the original TV series, the movies, Starfleet Academy, and much more. For more information, visit BroadwaySD.com.
Welcome back to Mission Federal JA Finance Park. Our next guest today, Sarah Pagano. You are the festival director of the San Diego Festival of Science and Engineering. Our focus today, all about children and technology, which makes it so appropriate to have you here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is a special event that takes place in San Diego every March. For people who don't know much about it, tell us, what exactly is this festival about?
It's an amazing educational experience. It takes place over the course of about 10 days, where we have hands-on activities that kick off at Petco Park and then carry out throughout the entire week over San Diego County. So it's behind-the-scenes workshops, tours, panels, speaking series, and really awesome experiences within the companies here in San Diego.
Unique to San Diego, because we kind of focus on business that's here in San Diego. How does it make it even more special for the children?
I think it's really special and unique in San Diego just because it's such a hub for life science industry, and it's really the companies here in San Diego that are in that industry are opening their doors. They're bringing the students and the families in to show the work that they do here in San Diego. That's also, it's done here in San Diego, but it's the production is on a global scale, and the impact that they make is on a global scale. And San Diegans get to see that and experience it firsthand with all these workshops and the hands-on activities that they do at these events.
Who is this for? Who is going to like this? Who is going to benefit from this?
Everyone, all ages.
Good answer.
Yeah, it's predominantly based for that middle school to getting into high school age, a lot of the activities. But we have new events this year that are designated for pre-K age children. We also have events that go all the way up to, we have one that's actually called 9 to 99, so it's all ages and all encompassing. And we have events for seniors as well as the 21 plus young professional group. So really it hits home with all ages, and we want it to be an experience for everyone to enjoy together.
This takes place every March, but you and I were talking earlier and you said this is something you work on all year long. As the festival director, what is your mission? What is so special about this for you?
Something that I love about my job is that I get to work with a lot of the community groups in San Diego, a lot of the nonprofits that are here, and there's just such amazing work that these organizations are doing all throughout the year that a lot of people don't know about. So we get to bring that collaboration together and work with them on these partnerships and these events and programs that we put on and really highlight what they do and the great work that they're doing here in San Diego.
Science and engineering right now, you hear about it so much in our schools and really everywhere you go, really trying to, allow children to understand why this is so important to go down the paths of science and engineering. For you, and with everything that you see going on right now, why is it so important for you for children to be aware of science and engineering and technology and where we're headed next?
Sure. I think when you look at San Diego as a region, and also when you look at it from a global perspective of science and engineering, the jobs are continuing to grow, and that rise is going to continue, for the next 5 or 10 years. So I think it's really an important time frame for students to look at that as a career path. And on the younger level, I think that the industries and the areas of science technology are really important when you look at teamwork and commitment, problem-solving skills. So those are really life skills that they're going to take into any concentration that they follow, and this is the time for them to learn it.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
It's just the energy when you get out to these events and programs and you see those awe moments that the children are having when they're experiencing something brand new and they realize that they can do it again and they can do it on their own. And it just, opens up their world to the possibilities that they have in terms of school and a career, regardless of the background that they come from. They have come to one of these programs and been able to walk away with this experience or this project that they made that they never knew that they could do before. So it's a really special moment to see.
Any highlights this year that you're really, really excited about?
Yeah, so we have a new initiative, STEM in Your Backyard program. It's where it's actually going to be a 5-year initiative for the festival, and it's where we're bringing little versions of Expo Day in our programs to diverse communities in San Diego, and we hope that it'll encompass really the spirit of these small pockets of San Diego, and it'll grow so that we'll have one in every community within San Diego at the end of 5 years, and that driven community spirit with the businesses there, engaging with the families in those community and just making it their own. So we're really excited about that initiative.
That is great.
Yeah, this year we're kicking it off in Barrio Logan, City Heights, Chula Vista, and East Village.
Awesome. Some great locations for that.
Yeah.
How can people find out more about this?
They can go to our website, www.lovestemsd.org.
Anything else you want to add, Sarah?
Just that we also have a great 21 Plus series kicking off this year in partnership with the Reuben H. Fleet Science Center. So you can check that out on our website as well.
All right, Sarah Pagano, the director of the San Diego Festival of Science and Engineering, thank you so much for being here. And
thank
you so much
yes,
for
we
what
hope to
you're
see
doing.
you out at the
Yes,
event.
we'll be out there. All right, when we come back, more on children and technology on Cox San Diego Connection. Stay with us.
Do your children have what they need to succeed in school? Students with a computer and internet at home have a higher graduation rate than those without. And while more teachers assign homework online, having internet access at home is critical to the education and future of our youth. If your child is part of the National School Lunch Program and you have not had Cox Internet, you may qualify for the Connect to Compete program to get discounted internet service. Call 855-222-3252 or visit connecttocompete.org/Cox to apply.
Welcome back to Cox San Diego Connection. Our focus today all about technology. Our next guest, Larry Koval, the Vice President of Cox Business, and Dolores Canizales, the President and CEO of the POWAY Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here. Such a fun topic, technology. It's everywhere. And Larry, I want to start with you because Cox Business, I should say, is expanding its service right now. We know that Cox is in residential areas, but Cox Business, there's just so much hype around it right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, you're right, there is a lot of hype, and what you said is absolutely correct. Cox is commonly known for being the de facto provider of services in the home, whether it's video, data, or voice. And Cox Business really solves for needs of commercial businesses, whether they have needs in the county for small business or across the county, across the country, or across borders for larger businesses. And that's exactly what we've done with our build out in POWAY.
And let's talk about what's going on in POWAY. Dolores is going to talk about it too, but from the standpoint of Cox, how exciting is this?
We are just so proud of the project itself. And it's not just the fact that we built 8 miles of new fiber infrastructure to support the business park, but it's the partnership with the chamber, with the community, the municipality, and the response we've received from customers that's just been outstanding from day one.
A lot of people have heard about that fiber. When we put it in layman's terms, what exactly does that mean? What's happening there right now?
Well, fiber actually is just another way of getting services to customers. The thing about fiber that tends to get a lot of hype is that it's relatively limitless in terms of the amount of data that it can carry from place to place. So we're excited about the opportunities it presents for the customers in the POWAY Business Park, and as I said, the response has been tremendous.
Dolores, let's talk about that response because you get to witness it firsthand with where you are in the chamber. How exciting has this been for you and for the people of POWAY?
It's been really exciting, especially for the business community and the businesses in the business park. When I first got to the chamber 4 years ago, this was one of the concerns many businesses expressed, and so to have this fiber optic there now is really exciting for all of the businesses. We have clear defense contractors, light manufacturing, larger businesses, businesses that have many, many employees, but a lot of international businesses as well. Besides those larger businesses, it's the smaller mom and pop. You take a printer, for example. It's all about efficiency and speed and getting the data downloaded and quickly and loading large files, and Cox is able to do that now for a lot of our businesses. So for our businesses in POWAY, it's very exciting, especially in today's marketplace where there's a lot of competition.
A lot of competition. What does this say about the city of POWAY having something like this?
It's great because POWAY is already known to be very business friendly, and now having another tool in the toolbox to attract new businesses to POWAY is really exciting for businesses. And especially right now, we're coming out of a little bit of a recession, and we see at the chamber businesses just really taking off. People are so busy within the POWAY community, and so it's great to have that fiber optic there and the efficiency to help our businesses grow.
Larry, I want to go back to you when you hear something like that. What's the next step for Cox then? Because I'm sure that has to be really exciting to hear. And maybe it's, there's other cities, other communities that are like, you know what, this is something that needs to happen here.
Well, that's absolutely right. And we'll continue to expand our footprint and our fiber infrastructure throughout the county. In fact, we've been doing that for the last 10 years, and we're really proud of the work that we've done. But we know there are also customers that we haven't yet gotten to, and that's our plan, is to get this infrastructure to every possible customer so they can benefit from what fiber delivers to them.
And when we talk about fiber, again, when we were talking about technology this entire show, how exciting is this for two people like yourselves to be sitting here and talking about something like that and not knowing what the future holds? I'll start with Larry.
Well, I think, what we really get is the impact to the customers and how this service really enables their success. Dolores mentioned, defense contractors, and one of the things that this POWAY infrastructure allowed us to do was work with one of those companies that needed connectivity not just in POWAY, but to other locations around the county. So this really helped enable the success of their business in a way that they could not gain prior.
Sky's the limit, Dolores? Would you say that right?
Absolutely. When I arrived in this community about 4 years ago, that has been one of the goals of the chamber, is to really embrace technology and to teach our members about how important technology is. And so this, again, is just another bonus for the business community. Technology is here to stay, and if we don't embrace it and learn to use it efficiently and effectively, businesses aren't going to stay in business. And so this is very, very important. I also want to add that having Cox in the business park and in POWAY is also very important because of your customer service. At our office, we happen to use Cox, and it's really great to be able to get somebody on the phone and be able to talk to somebody if there's ever a need. So I just wanted to add that as well.
Dolores, thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to add, Larry?
I'll just say again, it's been a great partnership, and we love working with the city of POWAY and the chamber as well.
Thank you to both of you for your time today. So many exciting things happening in the world of technology. I thank you both for your time. That concludes this edition of Cox San Diego Connection. I'm Courtney Dwyer. Thank you so much for joining us. For more information, you can always go to our website, 4sd.com.